it is our first session, so it will be better to know each other. So yeah, my name is Sandeep and I come from Jharkhand. And currently I'm working as a teacher in private school. And I enjoy reading books, traveling, talking with a stranger, learning languages. Yeah, it's all about me.
Wow, it's glad to hear you. So now it's my turn. So
Yeah.
my name is Sandhya Tiwari, and originally I am from Uttar Pradesh, but I have been in Bombay for 25 years. And I earlier I was a teacher, but now I am completely homemaker, and I have two sons. Both are grown up now. So now I again got this opportunity to restart my journey.
Mm.
Yes. So I have lots of hobby, but these days my favorite hobby is learning English language. That's all about. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a good hobbies. When we have hobby, so without tired, we can do continue whatever we like.
Yes. So as you mentioned, you are a teacher
Right.
in a private school. So let me know about your teaching method. How do you teach your children?
Yeah, teaching method means, I try to teach in a practical way. Practical way means that a student can engage, that we have to make a student, they can think rather than they can memorize. So I always try to teach the student they can think rather than they have to memorize the ready-made answer. No, it is not very well, because if they memorize, they can only read others history. If they want to make their own history, then they must be think bigger. They have to know how to act the things.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Same
my
as
method is like that. I try to teach a student like they can do whatever. First I try to teach a student in a way they can take decision, they can think, they can think on that topic, uh, or I try to teach in a practical way. They can
Mhm.
engage.
Yes, our as our English learning. So how do you practice for this language?
Yeah, I have a lot of platform where and when also I have a lot of friends. So on daily basis, I don't do practice because I am busy in like teaching. Also, I'm studying. So right now, I'm not like a free person. But still I practice maybe in a week 3 to 4 days. 3 days I think at least. So yeah, I have a lot of friends and platform where I connect and I make conversation up to 30 to 1 hour.
Daily.
Not daily, on maybe 3 days in a week.
Okay. According to your time, whenever you feel comfortable to talk to someone, on daily basis you connect with someone for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, like this.
No, I connect only 3 days in a week and I talk 30 minutes to 1 hour.
Okay, means alternate days or alternate days.
Yeah, alternate day, and whenever I think I have to talk, and I'm thinking, that time I'm thinking like boring, and I have to do something. So whatever do, I like to talk with a stranger. So I have a lot of friends, and like I also know the people. So yeah, then that time I connect and I start talking.
Okay. As you mentioned, you are you love to read books,
Yeah, reading books.
reading books. So, what kind of book do you read?
I enjoy reading self-help books and non-fiction books.
Okay, so if anybody want to learn this language, so do you have any book which you want to suggest for beginners or learners?
A book. According to me, I can speak very fluently, confidently. How can I speak? My journey is really so short. Even I have been learning since Feb 2024, last 4 months. So it can't be happened. Whenever I talk with any strangers, they can, it can't be happen. How can you speak in just well maybe 3 and 4 may, even you are don't do practice a lot, even you don't do like that engage. So what is the reason? Because I'm a book reader, I enjoy reading books, so I have reading since 2 years, sorry, for 2 years. So that's why and that's why, and when I like to talk with a stranger, whenever I get chance, I try to connect with any stranger. Mostly I try to connect with native speaker like American, British. So yeah, I talk. So the reason, that's why I can speak fluently, because I have a lot of vocabs in my mind. Because when you read any books, you know the words. Even you don't know words, you try to find out the meaning, even the pronunciation. So
So
in
do you
English, if
read
you want to
any
speak
book?
English, there is no need to if any beginner, if they want to speak, just they have to work in I think 3 to 4 areas. First of all, they have to enhance their vocabs. Vocabs means whatever you want to say something, but we don't have a word how to say.
Express.
So at least we have to enhance some vocabs. Next one is we have to know the basic grammars. Grammars is really so important. We are not going to ignore the grammars. And pronunciation, it's enough, and they can start speaking. And later on it is kind of journey, so later on they can realize, and they will face a lot of like issue while going in this path. Then they can enhance, they can learn advanced grammar and idiom, phrasal verb phrases, lot of thing we have to learn. It is really so vast to learn this language.
Okay, so how do you find foreigners to talk?
Mhm.
How did you
Actually,
how do you
I
connect?
earlier I was using application like Facebook or Instagram, so where you can find a lot of people. They are from all over part of globe. So yeah, that I did find using Facebook or Instagram.
What is the benefits for you to talk to foreigners?
What did you say? Could you repeat?
What is benefits for you to talk to
Okay.
foreigners?
Yeah, yeah. Earlier when I used to talk to native speaker, that time I thinking to speak English is literally a cup of tea. It is not a very like a hard thing to speak, because whenever we talk to native speaker, we always listen the well pronunciation. Well pronunciation, whatever we listen, that is the correct. At their pronunciation or their structure, their like everything is a perfect. So that's why always I prefer to talk to native speaker.
Yes,
That is the reason.
but sometimes we don't understand their accent, what they are saying,
No,
because
no,
when
it never happened to
anybody is
me. Or maybe
intermediate level and
sometime we can't understand their word, because we have a limit word.
yes,
We have a limited word.
yeah,
That's why I can't understand when they use any advanced word, or maybe the words we in which word we are not familiar. But when we talk about their accents, yeah, accent can be understand. If you can't understand accent, the reason is you are not familiar to listening, watching Hollywood movies, or Hollywood songs, English songs
that's
like that.
my
That's why,
question.
that is the
That's
reason.
my question. That's my
Ah,
question. If you listen any podcast from native speaker, we can grab that easily. And watching movie better than we listen podcast for native speakers. It is good for grab the pronunciation as well vocab as well idioms and how to frame the sentences short and sweet in my perception.
one thing I want to say, I have watched some
because
Hollywood,
because
some movies in English.
just
So
let me
okay,
finish.
one thing I want to say, please speak loudly. Use your mic in front of your mouth, because your voice is, I'm getting your voice slow.
But I'm speaking very loudly.
But I don't know why I'm getting your voice. I can't, and
Okay.
I can't listen correct. Like yeah,
Now it is okay.
yeah, it is something okay.
Okay, but it's too loud for me. Okay.
Okay.
Why I told that if you listen any native speaker on podcast and audio, so just you repeatedly we can listen. Whenever you feel you don't understand this word meaning and this sentence, you can pause and try to listen again, and you can find the meaning from the Google or anywhere. But in initial days, talking to the strangers, it is not a piece of cake for someone. Everyone is not like that. Someone is ready to face that person, if whether they understand or not. But somebody, they are good speakers, but they just feel hesitation how to face. Okay, and if we ready to tolerate them, if we don't understand, but we only listen, so gradually we use two of those habits, and you started grabbing their words, their meanings. Yes, but who is not able to tolerate that, who is feel burden, they are not comfortable. For those person, maybe audio and podcast is better. They first listen podcast and they use two of those habits. Then they should connect on native speakers, because while listening podcast, they can gain little bit knowledge, little bit confidence. Yes. So now,
Yeah, first, if any beginner they want to talk to native speaker, yeah, they need to first be familiar to their accent, or so we know that Indian accent is not a original accent. Original accent is only British accent. So ultimately, if you talk in Indian accent, it's okay. If you live in India, it's okay. But whenever you go, or out of country, then you must know the British accent. Whenever I talk to any native speaker, they say, always say Indian accent is really hard, quite hard to understand by any native speaker. That's why if you talk to any Indian person, it's okay. If you are not going, if you don't have any plan to go abroad, then if you talk in native Indian accent, it's okay.
okay, I think it depends on person to person. If many people, many Indians are speak good English, if once they know how to speak, how to communicate in a smooth way, gradually they can change their accent if they get chance. When they are able to speak smoothly, then they can. But many people, they don't want to change their accent, but
Yeah,
automatically
depend on
it's
their
my belief.
opinion.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
depend on their opinion. It's happen. A lot of people, they don't want. They are comfortable in their accent, on accent.
yes. But it's my opinion. While listening to others and while talking to people, if you find any word attractive and my pronunciation is not good, if I observe, automatically, if I am the person who attract with the good accent, whatever I want, automatically I grab that. It's up to my nature. And if anybody, they don't have that nature, they are okay with their accent, they never, maybe they change their accent. It's up to our nature.
Yeah. It not up to that any person can change their accent. Accent is a natural thing. So it depend on that person if they want
So
or they don't want.
have you ever faced any hurdle while listening native speakers, you don't accent, you didn't understand their any word meaning and sentences? It's happened with you?
Yeah, whenever I watch Hollywood movies, yeah, sometimes it's happened. I don't know the meaning because sometimes they use idioms. So yeah, it's always happened to me. So whenever I watch Hollywood movies, I try to watch using subtitle that I can understand perfectly.
So what is your plan? You are going to change your accent? You are
Yeah,
trying?
definitely I will change. I will change my accent. I learn British accent.
Okay. So are you working on it now?
No, I'm not working, but I have a plan. That's why I'm working on my pronunciation at first. In Indian we do a lot of mispronounce. the words mostly. So I try to first try to to improve my pronunciation, then later on I can improve and I can
Hmm.
learn a British accent.
Yes, but I think Indian accent is, if we see many Indian people, they speak in Indian accent, but excellent English, excellent accent, very clear and very correct sentences. So I like the most that way, because I always have you ever listened Sumita Roy?
What is the name?
Sumita Roy, Sumita Roy.
Who is she? What does
Uh,
she do?
Yes, she is a professor in a school, but as well she is a good English speaker. So she give
I
a
I
speech.
I know that. I think I know her
Uh,
because
uh, you,
whenever I upload one videos in their recommendation has been come in my videos. So see, speak in front of, I think in college a student, they inspired to college student. So how do you speak English like that?
yes, but she is a South Indian lady,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
yes, but her accent is she speaks Indian English, but very clear. No, I like her accent.
Yeah, actually, she is an English teacher and she is teaching last 20 or 30 years. So when we talk about, those type of lady or teacher, you can find in India, there is so many teacher. You have only heard only one teacher that you know very well. Even you go in, like CGL exam. So you can say in that field, there is so many teachers because they are teaching English.
Yes, I know, but only I gave that example. You don't know about her, you just know she's a good speaker. But you listen her own story, like Elena Rezman. Same story she has, same story Rini Rose Matthew ma'am has. So everyone struggle once for that language, but now they are a good speaker, they have good accent. That's why I gave that example of that lady. Because
Yeah,
she
it depend on person to person. I'm not talking about that everybody. You have to learn British accent, American accent, Australian accent, or like other Russian accent. I'm not talking about that. It is depend on that person to person. If some person are satisfied
yes,
in Indian accent, then it is okay for that person.
very true, very true, very
Yeah.
true. Yes, very true.
Because it is so important for me, because in the future I have to visit on other country. That's why it is so important to learn British accent. Because one of my friend, he right now he is studying in, maybe I forget the university in London. So he told the important to learn British accent. Without knowing British accent, you face a lot of struggle, because a lot of people, they are not getting your accent properly, and when you are not able to understand, so it create a barrier, language barrier.
Yes, it's happened like if you go anywhere in India also, in any interview, we many people have rejected for their language because of English. So if we anybody want to learn, so gradually they started learning from the beginning, not every full sentence, but one sentence. They try to grab. It's my opinion for their comfort, easy way. That is the easy way to learn accent. If you try to continuously learn uh, whole sentence, whole paragraph, maybe it's my opinion. It's my personal opinion. People face burden. They feel like a burden. But if you try to learn any accent, one word, two word, whatever, so like this, 50% maybe you complete you learn that accent by learning this language. It's my opinion.
Actually it depend, if you are going to learn any accent, it really not easy task. You have to try to speak the things in a real way. For example, we say in Indian we say a, but it is no a. When we say alphabet, to alphabet, already all teachers, they teach even our children say a, but it is not a, it is a. It is a pronunciation, how to
phonic,
pronunciation, we have to use our
phonics,
mouth in a
phonics.
proper way to speak the word or like a letter or anything. So it is a original, but in we Indian, we speak and we become habitual on that. So that's why anywhere we say,
Yes, we influence of our mother tongue. That's why. Otherwise,
yeah,
the
in India,
Indians.
in India, people try to convert, translate the things. That's why
Yes,
it seems like a Hindi. Whenever I, whenever I listen any Indian person, I can find out, yeah, he's India, he's from India. Why? Because
yes,
their accent.
yes. Yes, of course, atmosphere affect us. We are
and
used
also
to up.
and also whenever I talk, whenever I listen any Russian, so I can understand the accent. See, or he is speaking, he's from Russia. Even whenever I talk to any Indonesian, I can understand, because I have familiar to talk with any, a lot of person, they are from other part of the world or from other country. So I am familiar. So that is the reason. But whenever you listen any person, they speak in pure English, their accent is really so perfect, then you can't find out he's from. Even one day I talk with a one person, she is from India, but she is living since childhood, I think, and I forget, in UK. So his accent is really so, great, or like native speaker, or he speaks in British accent.
Yeah, of course, many of Indians are there who born and brought up there and who who had shifted long ago, years ago, like their childhood, and they just raised in the American accent, America or any country. They speak like a native speaker. It's very natural. And in our India, if you watch other countries, other states like Malayali, like Marathi, and or Bhojpuri, Gujarati, everybody has their own accent, and they influenced by their accent. If we speak in other language, it's very natural. So atmosphere is affect us. If we born and brought up and you just your schooling, you have done your schooling in the America and other state, we looks like that you behave. You even not only accent, we behave like that. Those people. If we born and brought up in Gujarat, just our talking way like Gujarati, because we born and brought up there, so we grab naturally, practically we grab that. So it's very natural. Yes, so maybe let's call it a day because it is very lengthy video. If we
Okay, okay,
continue this again,
okay,
so
okay.
overall it was a nice conversation. We discussed lots of things here. So maybe
Okay. Yeah.
okay then. Bye bye. Have a great
Bye.
day.
Okay, nice to meet to you.
Same here. Thank you so much.